everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Talk to Me Sister. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. Hope you can hear me. I'm trying to find the best corner of the room, like the house and everything, so it won't be any like distractions or anything like that. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But today we're going to be discussing the Jelly Roll situation regarding to his ex-wife Bunnie and her point of view since we last spoke about them getting a divorce and their daughter speaking out and her point of view of people saying what people were saying about hatred about them, or well, I feel like mostly towards him compared to her. But either way, she felt like people were being disgusting and all that other stuff. So and making their own speculations. And it happens when you're in Hollywood. People tend to make their own assumptions and conclusions and speculations about your relationship, knowing that you are putting your marriage or relationship as a whole on a silver platter for people to nitpick and pull apart and all these other things. So if you guys haven't heard about that episode of me talking about their divorce, go check that out. That one's from episode 3. So make sure you check that out. So I'm going to be doing an update regarding to his ex-wife's point of view, from her words and her energy. You know, since they've been married for over a decade, every marriage has their ups and downs. We all know this. And sometimes men don't always look beyond a woman's emotions and her point of view regarding to like security and stability and foundation and all the other things, because men just feel like, okay, I'm the provider, I'm the leader, but you're not really understanding her feelings. You're not really acknowledging it based on you guys being separated or just falling apart. I mean, you guys been together for like a decade. That has to hurt. That has to mean something. And we all know men don't pay attention to a woman's heart more than satisfying her or making her happy and all this stuff, right? They don't really look at deeper into the surface. They just look at the highlights. And that's just not good. To feel like, oh, as long as I'm making you happy, who cares if you're being 100% satisfied or not, which that's not good. So that's why a lot of marriages fall apart, because men don't really pay attention to a woman's emotion and making sure that she's okay and stable and all these things. They just see you as like a highlight versus like deeper in the surface. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, men don't pay attention. So this is her point of view. This is her side of the story. Um, you know, for a decade of them being together. So she has acknowledged that the marriage has become very intense, very heavy, full of arguments, very rush patch. She didn't want to pretend that it was perfect. So they weren't aligned anymore. They were hurting each other versus helping each other, having each other's backs. And, the fights were becoming constant, occasionally butting heads. She didn't want to blame him directly, but at the same time, she couldn't really like hold it in. She couldn't really sugarcoat the fact that the relationship was breaking down from the inside. So sometimes when you put things on a silver platter, people are like, oh my gosh, I want your love, I want your relationship. But you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. So you don't always compare yourselves to someone else's relationship when you don't even know what they're struggling with. You don't even know what they're dealing with. They could be in an abusive relationship, and on a silver platter in the spotlight, they're all lovey dovey and rainbows and unicorns, and you just don't know. So when people would see them out and about in different games and sports and, activities and just out and about, people were like, oh my gosh, you guys are so perfect. You guys are this, you guys are that. But deep down, she was hurting. They were arguing constantly. They were just showing off for the camera. And it just was really, really hard on her. It really sucks when men don't understand women's emotions and the feelings that come behind it. Like, we're helping your ass. And you just like, okay, thanks for the help. I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's literally what happened to Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, where she would get him off his feet and then he just kicked her to the curb. Like, even though he loved her, he still pretty much kicked her to the curb because he was being a womanizer. He was an alcoholic, he was neglecting her, even though he was a good father, but he wasn't a great husband. And that's really sad. So, when you see this in Hollywood, don't ever compare your relationship in a normal setting compared to them, because it's all about the showboat. It's all about the cameras. It's all about let's just be perfect and stay on everyone's good side, when deep down you're hurting, you're abusing each other, you're going at it. And we see it time and time again in every Hollywood couple relationship where you can feel the person's energy, you can feel the person's body language, maybe not right away, but, time and due time, you start to like, okay, something's not right with her body language compared to him. And we've seen this with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Come on now. Let's be real. So be careful putting your relationship on a silver platter. Be careful who you give all your time and blessings to and pouring their cup, and you're not pouring your own, or we're not pouring each other. Be very, very careful. That's why Jesus was very limited at helping people when it came to his cup versus everybody else's cup. So just keep that in mind. So, she was hinting that they kept trying to fix it. I'm pretty sure they went to counseling, they went to therapy, all these things, and she just felt like, she was responsible at keeping the marriage together more than him. And she just felt like she was ignoring her own needs. She was putting herself last and putting him on the silver platter. She was putting him first. She was pouring out her blessings and her cup to him, and he wasn't helping her. So be very, very careful when you do a lot for a person and they don't do a lot for you. So just keep that in mind. And she didn't want to walk away from the person that she loves. She was just like, man, I really love this person. I really want to stay with this person. I really want to be loyal and trusting and all these things to this person. But you got to remember, if you and you alone are putting more work into the relationship compared to the other person, it's time to go, sweetie. It's time to go. I understand, when you think of the saying, my cup overflows, right? If you're constantly pouring other people's cup, why are they pouring into your cup as well? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you doing all the work? Why are you the woman and the man in the relationship and they're not doing shit? It's like she been with this man from the bad times, the worst times, the great times, and what did he do for her? Nothing. It was like, yeah, I love the girl, I love the woman, but what did you do for her more than what she did for you? You know what I'm saying? So that was really sad. That was really sad that even herself didn't want to divorce, but as time went on, it was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of spending over a decade fighting for us and doing things for us, but you're not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't blame her for leaving him. It's like all his speeches were so sweet and emotional to the point where it's like, oh, she did this for him, she did that for him. But it's like, wait a minute now, what did you do for her? As we look back at their relationship after the aftermath of the divorce, it's like, what did you do for her more than she did for you? So I don't let women do that. I don't like women do that. It's like we're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be, growing and multiplying together, and I'm doing all the work. I don't appreciate that. And I've been in relationships like that, to be honest. I have. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Um, you know, it's really, really sad that she had to go through so much just to be like, enough is enough. It's time to let go. As much as I love you, I have to let you go in order for you to recognize that, hey, I'm your team. I'm your partner. But apparently you're taking advantage of it. So I have to leave in order for you to sink in at, damn, what did I do for her? I didn't do shit for her. So you gotta let that sink in. You know what I mean? Gotta let that sink in, because it's like, if you're constantly doing things for them, they're going to ignore you and not acknowledge anything that you do for them. You know what I mean? So be very careful who you date. Be very careful who you married and get into a relationship with, because sometimes these men these days be like, sometimes women can be like this too, but I feel like it's more of the men than it is the woman these days, where it's like, well, I don't want to fight. You can do that for me if you want. I don't want to do this for you, but you can do this for me. It's like, we're supposed to be doing things for each other. Like, what are we doing? So let me know what you guys think. She's definitely focusing on healing. She doesn't want revenge. She just wants peace and just healing and just going on with her business. And she deserves better. She really does. So be careful who you play your heart into. Be careful. And she's not perfect, like she said, she's not perfect. She's no saint, you know what I mean? But it really sucks that these strong, beautiful women do so much for the man, but the men don't do shit for the woman. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So you got to be careful not to compare your stuff to anybody in Hollywood. Be very, very careful that you don't do that. Because at the end of the day, it's like, damn, that really did happen. Wow. You know what I mean? So just be careful. Okay, so let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions on. Let me know. So, other news, we're going to be talking about Blake Lively and Taylor Swift drama, the latest tea on the phone call situation. Now, Blake herself claimed that her and Taylor have reconciled their differences, regained their friendship, blah, blah. That's not the case. And she delusional, let me tell you. So, according to multiple insider reports, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have recently spoke on the phone, making the first real, thaw in their relationship after years of intentions. So the call happened as Blake's lawsuit with Justin Bendoni was winding down. Taylor reportedly, quote unquote, more receptive to speaking to Blake now that the legal mess is nearly over. Everything has died down, everything's quiet. Blake wants to bring back the friendship, acknowledging the lawsuit drama is called, everything's cool now, everything's great. But apparently it's not. So insiders have said that Blake is even likely to attend Taylor's wedding. I don't think that's true. She already picked out a dress because her image matters to her. So at the end of the day, it's like, you're not really a good friend if you're like having these delusional, like, oh, we're good, girl, everything's great, everything's fine, but really it's not. And the entire time, the person you thought was cool with you is like, no, we're not cool. Who told you that? Like, who told you that, bitch? Who told you that? So the friendship got stained because of the legal situation between, the whole thing with Justin Bendoni and the false accusations and all this stuff, right? So, to me personally, Blake was abusing Taylor's name and stardom and everything that Taylor was built with her reputation for over a decade and all this stuff, right? And she thought, oh, I can just use her name because she's my girl. I don't like that. I don't like friends who do that where they make up all these delusional images about your so-called friendship, but there wasn't any friendship to begin with. It's like, bitch, stop stalking me. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. So Taylor is like, no, you're not coming to the wedding. I don't think you are. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. So Taylor did not approach being dragged into the drama. The unsealed texts have shown that Taylor was telling Blake she felt not unshift, shift in how Blake spoke to her. Their friendship got really, really bad, really, really messy. The exploited text messages, the unsealed court documents reveal the private text between Blake and Taylor. And Taylor called Bendoni a B and said he was being manipulative because obviously in the beginning she was taking Blake's side. And Blake vented out about Bendoni's behavior on set and blah, blah, and these false accusations. And then, Taylor told Blake that, funny, dark, not funny, dark, funny, dark, normal speaking friend. She felt distance between them, like she misses her and all that stuff, right? So in the beginning, Taylor had Blake's side. A lot of people who were females had Blake's side until the truth really came out and unraveled, and everybody just like scattered away, like, don't talk to me, don't touch me, get away from me, I have no connection, I don't know this bitch, blah, blah, blah. So that was hilarious. And then, where everything is now, the lawsuit is nearly resolved, and then Blake and Taylor have multiple conversations, testing the water. She's trying to like slowly get back into her good grace, her inner circle and everything. And then the phone call was real. The ice is melting and the friendship is quietly rebuilding. Hollywood girl gang politics at their finest. So we'll see. Blake is so desperate to have somebody on her side, on her corner, regarding to the whole lawsuit situation. I wouldn't take her back, Taylor. I'm just saying, like, you might have had a decade long decade of friendship. But the minute she crossed the line, the minute she abuses you, your name, your reputation, all of a sudden now she want to be a BFF. It's like she only cares about herself, man. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, what do you guys think about the whole thing? Do you think Blake is delusional? Do you think, well, she is, but what are your thoughts and opinions on the whole situation with the friendship? Do you think they're going to reconcile? Do you think she's going to the wedding? What do you guys think? Let a girl know. So, other news, we are going to be talking about Tara, that's her name. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but one of the twins that not broke up, but got a divorce from Corey, she found a new boo. But she even said herself that being a single mom, going into the dating world was a bit uncomfortable in a sense of most men don't really, like go for a single mom with kids, and that's understandable. Um, but she got her boo. I'm so happy for her. And she's doing like a soft launch of her relationship. To me personally, I will keep that shit private and not exploit it. That's just me. But she got a new boo. I hope she's happy and everything. So Tina, Mowry. I can never pronounce their last name right, but here's an insight on her new boyfriend, Javon, Giovanni Williams. Sorry if I'm butchering it. And they have confirmed him publicly in multiple interviews. He's a teacher. He has a master's degree. He studied in France. He's an artist, and he basically likes. He's a avid reader. He has two kids of his own, which is great. It's good as a single mom. If you're trying to find somebody who understands your situation, that's great. That he has his own kids. They're around the same age. The co-parenting, the conversations so far has been really on point for her, which is great. And she's basically saying that, she feels safe. And they met together every Wednesday at a Buddhist temple. He reads to her every night about often books and co-parenting and emotional growth. She praises his emotional intelligence, calling him a wonderful human being, which is so cool. She clearly said that she manifested him. She spent years solitude after her divorce, learning about herself, getting herself together, writing down qualities that she want in a partner. She meditated on it, and then she went international dating and attracted the new love of her life. So she did a hard launch not that long ago, and she soft launched him on vacation, a photo dump of them having a selfie, drinks, poolside, all that good stuff. She called him a little sunshine, a little peace, and much needed reset. So I'm so happy for her. She's in love, she's grounded, finally getting everything back on track for her emotionally, that she's been craving. I'm so happy for her. I hope everything works out for her. And, because her and Corey, I felt like they weren't really happy together, and you can tell something's wrong with Corey, knowing that he got some demons in him. Like, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I felt like he didn't really love her, in my opinion, because he never smiles. Uh, I'm glad she's away from him. Now, like I said, we don't know personally behind closed doors. Maybe you guys know more than me. I'll be happy to, um, hear thoughts and opinions on it, but I just felt like they weren't really the perfect couple. It's like you can tell he's bipolar, he got some demons in him, and I feel like she's the one holding it down on their marriage. And I just, I'm really, really happy she found somebody that she can like really relax and chill and be her true self without having to put up a fence or some kind of face just to please and represent something. I'm really happy for her. I hope everything goes well for her. And I'm really happy that she found somebody who has kids because, as a single mom, from her point of view, it's hard to find somebody who understands your level of co-parenting and kids in general and schedules and things like that. Because most men don't want that. Most men be like, "But what about me? What about me?" So I'm really happy for her. Everything goes out. Hope everything goes out with positivity and love and everything for her and all that good stuff. So I wondered if I'm assuming he's a Buddhist. I don't know what she is per se. I don't know if she's Christian or not, but we're gonna let that be. Last and final news, we're gonna be talking. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions on it as well. Last and final news, we're gonna be talking about Johnny Knox. I love Johnny Knox. He is like a childhood for me when it comes to his Jackass movies. Every now and then he has some moments where it's like a little too white boyish for me, but for the most part, he is hilarious. They were at the red carpet. He was choked up. He was hugging everybody. Bam's Margaret's parents saying he was so happy to see them, everything they've been through. He admits starting to he started weeping when he was handing the microphone to call the final rap on Jackass and the best and last. The final film mixes with new stunts with 25 years of unseen footage. It was very emotional for the cast. Oh my gosh, I just love that. I can't believe this is the final. I'm glad it's the final one. I mean, at the same time, I'm a little sad, but I'm glad because everybody's old now and it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. So, let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. Are you a little sad that Jackass is leaving? What are your thoughts and opinions on Blake Lively and Taylor Swift? Do you think she's going to the wedding? Do you think that they'll never reconcile? They'll never have a great friendship again? What do you guys think about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds going to the UK? I actually talked about this a couple episodes ago, so let me know your thoughts and opinions on that to add it on. Also, what do you guys feel for Bunnie and her point of view? Have you guys been through the same situation or similar situation from her side, from this type of relationship? Let girl know. I've been through something similar, not in a marriage way, but more like a relationship way. So let me know what you guys think about the whole thing. Also, what are you guys' intake on House of Dragon season 3 so far? I actually like it. I feel like the more it's coming on, I feel like it's getting a bit stronger, like season 1. I feel like season 3 is gonna be my season 1. We'll see. But I didn't like the ending that much. I felt like it was like unpredictable in my opinion. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are. It's crazy. She only has like 2 daughters left, and everyone else is like it's crazy. But it is giving season 1. What do you guys think? I will definitely give you guys my final verdict once the finale hits and let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on it. Also this weekend, I'm gonna be catching up on some movies like Devil Was Prada. I'm gonna finish off Interview with the Vampire, watch Toy Story 5. A lot of people said Toy Story 5 was really good. I didn't really enjoy 100%. It was decent, when it came to like the fourth one of Toy Story. But let me know if you guys have seen it. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on everything that we just covered. And I'll definitely give you guys my final verdict on House of Dragons and other movies that I'm gonna be catching up on. I'll definitely let you guys know more insight, more details about that in episode 5 into the new month, which is July. I can't believe season 2 is going by super, super fast, which is crazy to me. But I love you guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything that we've covered. Also, I totally forgot. I wanted to talk about the Zendaya and Tom Holland situation. So he called her by her middle name. Thought that was so freaking cute. I'm so happy for them. I'm glad they kept their relationship private and they didn't give out too much information about them getting married and having the wedding and all this other stuff. I'm so happy for them. Right now, they're at their honeymoon stage. I hope it stays that way. But as always, marriages have their ups and downs, but I think they'll be just fine. I think Zendaya is turning 30 in September. I think she is. I think he already turned 30. So I'm so happy for them. A lot of people want them to have children. I'm like one thing at a time. Let them breathe, okay? Let the let the motherfuckers breathe. Let the sweethearts breathe. So he called her by her middle name at the Spider-Man premiere, which I'm so excited. I saw the trailer and it was so good. So I really hope it turns out really well. So also, I forgot to talk about this too. Before I get into more of Zendaya and Tom Holland, I wanted to talk about the girl Makila. Makila, her relationship with the other cast member from off campus, and then I wanted to know if her ex is pissed off about it. So, in case you guys don't know the drama, Makila Abdalla is newly single, not publicly dating anyone right now, but she has put out an ending of her engagement of actor Jake Short after 5 years together. Now, I have heard that she's in a romantic relationship with one of her co-stars that is part of the off campus. I forgot his name. I think his name was Justin in the show, but I forgot his real name in real life. But yeah, people have been speculating that she is in love with someone else and they spotted a new couple of one of her co-stars. But also fans have been speculating about an old podcast clip has resurfaced about them. Not the guy who plays Justin, but her ex fiance Mika and Jake's clarifying the moment was being misinterpreted and that their friendship relationship was loving and respectful. But there were some old clips of, just people will come at you. They really will. So, at the moment, there has been any drama. Not from, I don't think so. I'll keep you guys posted on that about the drama with her ex. I think people were saying, excuse me, that he was feeling some kind of way about her moving on from the split. But I'll keep you guys posted on that. I think there has been some drama with that one. But I'll keep you posted. But I think she is in a new relationship with one of her co-stars that plays Justin. I forgot his real name, but I think so. I think they're a couple. Um, I don't want to hear, oh, we're just friends. No, you're not. Let's be real. So let me go back to Zendaya and Tom Holland. So they were in Rome at the Spider-Man brand new day. Fans at the moment, give fans a moment, just have a good time, relax, chill. So Tom called her out by her middle name, and it really melted my heart. It was so beautiful. Marley, and Zendaya immediately turned and answered him, and the chemistry just jumped out. It was so beautiful. She confirmed that they were going to get some gelato, in where they were at, which is Italy. So I thought that was really cute. And that place gonna be popping. So they walked together hand in hand. She had like a real kissy moment with him. She was rocking the Mowry spiderweb gown, and of course Tom was wearing a merlot suit. So I thought that was really cute. It was giving marriage, soft honeymoon stage. I thought it was so cute. So I just wanted to share that. I totally forgot. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the situation with Blake and Taylor and Bunnie's point of view and all the stuff that we just covered. I love you guys. I'll see you guys for episode 5. And yeah, we have so much more to discover and all that good stuff. I'll keep you posted on some updates on let me see. I think I'll keep you guys some updates on James Charles. I'll also give you guys some updates. I forgot to talk about this in the last one about the JoJo Seawall cruise. I'll talk to you guys about that as well with some updates in between James Charles and her addressing it. I'll definitely talk about that. But I forgot to mention that in the last one. So I'll let you guys know more about that in episode 5. And there's plenty more that we're going to be covering and going into a little bit more. So yeah, but let me know what you guys think about the whole topics. Let me know your final verdict when the time comes for House of Dragons. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on it. Are you enjoying season 3 so far, even though it's only been like one episode? But I know the next one is coming out this Sunday. So I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on everything. And yeah, I love you guys. I will talk with you guys next Friday. Have a good one. Bye.